It's fine. You know, nothing's different about this video. Nothing is different at all. Sometimes we just have cat ears. Hello there and welcome back to the channel. My name is PhoebeRoxz, aka PhoebeRoxz, and I guess to start off with, let's talk about the unicorn in the room. We're back at uni. As you can see, different background behind us. There's things going on, reasons, all that stuff. It's a palaver. Sorry for the boring background, uncreative angles. Very limited in space with the limitations of the dorm. Guess disclaimers out the way. In this video, we're going to be talking about being overwhelmed with autism, what that's like, what happens in overwhelming situations, and what that can be like to deal with, especially from my point of view. And if you enjoy this video, feel free to leave a like, drop a like. I hear likes give you cat ears. Let's see if you amazing and wonderful Phoebes can get us up to 25 likes. That will be so appreciated. And if you're new here and don't know what we do, my name is PhoebeRoxz and I make videos talking about our disabilities, autism, dyslexia, dyspraxia, LGBT stuff, being trans femme, pronouns are she, her. This intro is a bit of a mess, sorry about that. I will get intros down and practiced one of these days. What is being overwhelmed with autism? From my experiences, there can be what's called sensory overload. You're overloaded by a sensory response, and this links to sensory processing disorder and those areas of overlap within autism there. For example, hey, conveniently placed unicorn in the room. Say you were to touch that unicorn and the texture of the fur, like on your skin and the sense through the sense of touch, is too much input to sort of register, triggers a very, very extreme response. In simple terms, overwhelms the senses. Your more general sort of emotional stuff, and having too much emotions to process and deal with. It could be too much stress, too much anxiety, too much anger, a large amount of emotions, and that can often go hand in hand with sensory stuff. So you could be having sensory overload, which can then be generating a lot of anxiety in a situation. You get to the point where there's just too much information to deal with. So understanding what causes overwhelming, there can be two responses to being overwhelmed. There can be what's referred to as shutdowns and what's referred to as meltdowns. Shutdowns tend to be internal and internalized, so you're shutting the outside world out, cope with what's going on. Meltdowns are kind of a nuclear explosion of emotion. So overwhelmed, you just kind of got to release that energy and you're just not in control of where it goes. I tend to get shutdowns more with sensory overload a little bit. If something's causing sensory discomfort on the skin, or it's a loud noise that I don't like or anything like that, that's when I tend to get a shutdown and try to go inwards, because if I can't escape, what I tend to do is go into a shutdown phase at that point, because I'm just trying to ignore that information so I can kind of still function and do what's needed to be done. Meltdowns for me tend to happen with very high emotional stress. That can generally lead towards meltdowns, which in those situations, like, doors could be kicked, walls could be punched. Sometimes in the past, people have been hit, kicked, punched, because you're just lashing out, you're trying to release something and you just can't communicate what's going on. Is it good that they happen? Nope. Do I try to avoid them? How do I cope with dealing with these things? Pure and simple, just trying to avoid things that trigger sensory stuff that I don't like. If something does trigger it, trying to get away if I can. If I am hyper stressed and trying to just maximize time to de-stress, where I can. Unfortunately, that doesn't necessarily make us the most productive there is out there if I'm having to spend a lot of time doing that. Methods I use to de-stress myself, I tend to turn towards gaming a little bit. Games that don't frustrate me so much, so like Forza a little bit, with racing. I also really like building with Lego. I think Lego is a great way for me to de-stress because focus is entirely on building something, so it actually like completely shuts my mind off. But yeah, that's the main ways I kind of cope. And then in the event of something happening, it's literally just a case of get through it. So thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope I explained everything pretty well. I think, maybe. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. Again, you Phoebes are amazing. Let's see if we can get this video to 25 likes. And remember, likes give you cat ears. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on notifications, be notified of when we post videos. You can also find us on our social media pages at PhoebeRoxz on Twitter and Instagram. And we also live stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/PhoebeRoxz. And I guess I will see you all in the next one.